Now we move to the actually more comforting session of this summit. You may feel like going to the kitchen afterwards. Do not say you haven't warned us. A very enjoyable interview awaits us. Science Movement Project Leader Didem will be our next connection point. Thank you very much, Aicha. I'm very excited for today. You know that I'm not great in kitchen. I think I have many things to learn from Sezin. Sezin will share one of her signature recipes today, but let me introduce her briefly. Sezin graduated from Industrial Engineering, Matthew. She's one of the first volunteers of YGA Ankara. Because of ODTÜ and Ankara, we have a common history. For next years after her graduation, Sezin works for uh, huge companies in the marketing area, and as she works for Google, she decides to quit and start a new YouTube and Instagram page called Hayata Break, and she is sharing great food and dish recipes, and she is a source of inspiration for all of us with her positive approach. Welcome, Sezin. Hi, Didem. I'm so much excited that it is actually an honor and thrilled to join this session with you. I send my greetings to everyone. We look forward to what we will learn from you as well. Can you tell us a little about yourself, Sezin? I know that you had a 10-year tenure in the corporate life, and then you have this new quest. You quit Google and you start producing content. Can you tell us a little about this process? Of course, with pleasure, dear Didem. Well, I graduated from the Middle Eastern Technical University, and just like every university graduate, I wanted to find a good job. I wanted to be a part of global leaders in the uh, international context. But after taking a step into this road, I started to realize that that didn't necessarily suit my personality or my realities in life, my truths in life. But I tried to make the most of it financially in the 10-year period, and then I started questioning actually what my real life purpose was after a few years. And it might be funny, maybe people does not don't think, do not think about it, but it's like I work for 8 to 10 hours, I come home in a rush, and I try to do something light based on like vegetable recipes, etc., nature friendly things, healthy things, and then it turned into a passion. One day I said I must share it with actually bigger number of people. It started with a simple social media page, and it continued to grow further and further. And I started to think like I should create my own brand so that I can concentrate all my know-how through one account. So as I gave recipes, I would touch people's lives, and I'm giving, by the way, plant-based recipes for vegetarians. And I said that can be something for our planet. That's how I started this journey. How is it going? Well, it's going great. Well, did you have such a dream at the beginning, though? Something like this? Not definitely. Well, at YGA, they teach us about having big dreams and pursuing those dreams, but as human beings, you are humbled by opinions. You say many people give recipes, and I'm an engineering graduate. Am I going to be a cook? I had such thoughts, but when you keep with the flow, actually everything started to fit in. After saying goodbye to my corporate life, I obtained professional cooking training as an engineer. Continuing on that path would cause catastrophes. Then I started to work on my like uh, book, which was titled Rainbow Recipes. and that gave me confidence. Therefore, we should never look down on our dreams. We should have confidence in ourselves, as the things explained in YGA indicate, and I have been experiencing it literally for the past few years. It's great that we follow your sharings on healthy life and food, and I'm sure many people are interested in them. So, why did we actually choose this tariff? Let's talk about that. Well, today I'm going to create a green drink, and if someone knows about me, they will probably say, ah, aha, the same green drink. This is a smoothie recipe indeed, but it has a big importance for me. First, it enables me to have that connection with healthy life and nature in the hustle and bustle of city, in the tiring nature of the corporate life. Actually, I started to be uh, influenced negatively. That's why I started my morning routines with this green drink at 6 a.m. in the morning, and that meant healing for me because I was able to put plenty of live plants in my body. First, this was all about me. Then, when I contacted tens of thousands of people, when I heard messages from them saying thank you, this has been a great source of healing for us, I felt that I'm touching on those people's lives. When you change your diet, actually, you change your relationship with nature, as I stated earlier. If you work, if you start the day with just proteins or with food with a huge carbon footprint, that it has an impact. So I managed to change that to I have hundreds of recipes with my uh, within my portfolio. I can share it with our followers, but green drink is a must, as I said, as it has a healing feature on healing impact on everyone's lives. Hopefully, our audience will also try it and have this miraculous healing. Great. Then let's see what will change in our lives as a result of this healing. Should we start as we carry on our conversation? Right on. Let's move on to this recipe, dear Didem. This recipe consists 70 to 80% from green and live vegetable and plants. Let me just focus the camera on the items. Okay, it looks great there. I have plenty of seasonal vegetables, including spinach. But if you don't have spinach, you can use another green vegetable. But it should have dark leaves because the chlorophyll inside it will be uh, dissolved and permeate into water. And then to add flavor and aroma, you can still benefit from other vegetables like basil, like uh, thyme, as well as parsley. I mean, basil, parsley, and mint add a completely different dimension to your drink. To heighten vitamin C level and help plants with us oxidation, stopping oxidation process, we will use lemon, we will use cucumber, we will use ginger to support our immunity. And if you want to make it sweeter, we are going to choose a green apple, which is one of the fruits with the lowest sugar level, and then we're going to use banana. This is the magical part of it. You can use it or not. It makes the drink more consumable, though. That's why I like adding that. So, as you see, this is a tariff that gets its strength from nature, and it's extremely easy. Well, they look very fresh and healthy. Exactly. When you start the day with that, your intestine system becomes very happy, reacting in a positive way, starting with the first day. If you have actually skin problems or like uh, having fatty issues, this enables us to resolve that. I put a drinkable water here of around 1 liter. So you place ingredients inside the water. Yes, 3 handfuls of spinach, and I add the basil and parsley as I stated. Here you enable all these vegetables to be dissolved in water. Actually, this is a pulpy drink, and we will liquidify these vegetables without filtering them. I ask everyone how much green stuff you have eaten today. Have you eaten today? If you can't eat, then you can drink it. It's a very enjoyable way of doing that. Now you will hear some noise. I'm going to just chop them for the next 1 minute. By the way, you started to chop those items there. Yes, just to save time, I created these big chunks from apple as well as cucumber, and I washed the actually outside of these fruits very well. I'm using them together with these shells so that we can make maximum benefit from their vitamins, etc. As for the lemon, again, I peeled it off in a rough way. Now I'm proceeding to the second stage. Here you see a lush green water. If only we were in the same kitchen with you. If you can get actually the scent in this kitchen, you will definitely give it a chance. If someone feels that, senses that fresh smell and see it is a green drink, they definitely want to try it. You may ask about how to include it in your life. I will be telling about it very soon. So I placed everything inside other than the banana, which will get inside in the third round. Now I will mix all of them again. I like doing this drink as cures seasonally, like every morning for 2 weeks. And then I have it like 2 or 3 times a week before my breakfast, and I feel great. The better you take care of yourself, the better your health system is, the more beneficial you're going to be for the people around you and for the universe. If you don't feel good, you cannot do good things. So that's one of the most important recipes for me. So, one last stage, we're going to add the banana and make it more sweet, more drinkable. That's simple. Good work. You can have actually drinks for 4 5 people. However, you can also store it inside the refrigerator for 2 days within a glass bottle. Well, When you were doing that, I was thinking about the new year and new resolutions that can be a new challenge for all of us in terms of how to develop our lives. We can start with, I think, Sezin's first recipe. Definitely, this can be a great way of starting the year. As I stated, when you have a busy schedule, be it corporate life, school, or the traffic, you may sort of neglect yourself, but you shouldn't, so that you can serve others and the environment. And green drink is sort of enables you to have that unity with nature. It's great. Then you can start drinking Sezin, and I want to carry on our conversation in the meantime. We talk about the YGA, we talk about its corporate history. What did it contribute to you as you are at a crossroads of career choice? So, do you think there are parts where it contributed to you? Definitely, it did, dear Didem. I believe that our journey throughout life benefits from small seeds, which turn into a small flower, a huge pine tree, or something else. YGA definitely helped me as a female entrepreneur, as a woman entrepreneur, giving me the courage to uh, walk by myself, like thinking in systematic terms. These were actually planted in seeds. As I tried to find sponsors for those workshops, I was dealing with the press relationships, media relationships, and I was trying to provide information in a like peel so that I can attract the attention of people, and I would work around the clock for YGA summits. So as I was doing that for YGA, I was also thinking about how to start my business, how to express my hobbies, passions to others. So I had family from my family, I had family from school and corporate life, but the fourth pillar is represented by YGA, who contributed to me as I am. Actually, Heartful Break was started by in Nurgül and Hazal's support. I sent my kisses to them. There's this cute story behind that. Sinan abi says, if you walk with a duck, you go to lake. If you walk with nightingale, you go to a rose. So I met with many nightingales there, and they were with me in many stages of life. And we were eating a dinner with Nurgle and Hazal. They said, Sezin, you are doing great recipes. Why don't you share? And I said, who would follow me? I'm very busy already, etc. I had many excuses. They said, come on, just set out for this journey. I'm not making it up. On that particular evening, I uploaded the first 10 photos to my Instagram account, and the next day started the Healthful Break journey. So YJ also introduced me to people who helped me start this journey. So what you're doing is a very concrete example of the Goodfluencer concept. I'll take you a few months ago where you heightened our hope. What you did during the forest fires inspired many people, and we followed you, and we got news from you. I think you were in Marmaris with your family. Can you tell us what you went through back then? Of course, well, I Didem, I grew up in Marmaris, and uh, I have a 1.5 month baby. I was in Marmaris, and fires were like 300 meters away from us. We were asking whether it's going to be extinguished. And it spread to hectares of areas, and the trees, 50, 60-meter pine trees that I hugged for years, that I touched for years, were burned down before our own eyes, and 14 to 15 hectares of areas were burned in 15 days. They're saying that this is the size of 10,000 football studios that turned into ashes. Well, I could choose a few things back then.
Well, we're human beings. We could focus on the negativity and we could rebel. Or perhaps could have stayed more uh, tranquil and define my mission. I love Lord of the Rings. Gandalf always says that the biggest thing a person can do is to decide what they would like to do in their given time. And then I took a decision. I would like to support the identification of the right need and offer the solutions. I'm going to be as a act as a meditator and just like a reporter, I would like to act to prevent misinformation and if and when needed would like to be a source of relief for everyone because people were dealing with all sorts of problems. We dwelling on the negative would not solve that. So that was my way and I saw that I could have acted as a tool, as an instrument, and to give hope to other people gave me hope. Because if I really focus on the right thing before or during the crisis, because on the in the heat of the moment, one could simply lose their perspective. But if you act and make your decisions wisely before the crisis hits you, even though you're a small or one person, you could leave your impact. You know what? You summarized it greatly. I do apologize because it very much intersects with one theme, the solution prediction, and that's what you're trying to come up with, preventive measures, preventive solutions, so that you will give hope to people as well as the right news. This was a role model to every one of us. So one thing you see from looking from external, any different tips and clues or different actions that one might make, what we could do in this respect? Well, of course, these are all uh, they are all humble things or recommendations. Again, as I have said before, while you are inside the actions and in the preventive side of the things, it's more effective. And I think relatively easy part because once the disaster hits, it's very difficult to try to stop that. And United States strikes that the prevalence of the disasters is going to be tripled and the food crisis is going to be one of the top problems of the future. So we have that piece of information and we have that disaster in the recent past and we have so many things to do individually. We could take so many different actions. And the first one is to reduce the carbon footprint. And I know that this is one of the most popular things, but just because this is popular, don't disregard that. We need to focus on that. Uh, Even though it is on a small scale, we could make a contribution. This is what I'm focusing on, plant-based recipes, trying to indoctrinate everyone regarding the plant-based power because food industry has the number one footprint, carbon footprint in this respect. So I try to simply nudge people away from the animal consumption, but I'm looking for other ways how to reduce carbon footprint, and I'm trying to integrate it into my life. And in the bigger picture, in the preventive technologies, what we could do, what are the options available, and what I could offer in this respect, or if maybe not offer, maybe not contribute, but be their voice. So this is my personal action plan, and everyone who is watching us can take even the tiniest actions. So everything is all about the prevention. How to reduce the carbon footprint, how to protect the planet, and how we could come up with strategies. I think everyone should start thinking about this very soon. So, thanks to your recipe and your great visibility on the social media, I think we have great takeaways. Well, so many challenging things are happening, but with the preventive measures, we could raise hope and good news. So, today we witnessed one of these, and hopefully, we will be implementing many more to come. Thank you so much, Sezin, both for the great recipe you shared and for the lovely chat you have offered us. I would like to thank you so much. I hope people who watched us enjoyed this. It's always a great pride and pleasure to be a part of YGA. Didemciğim, thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. Thank you so much, Didem. As an YGA alumni, it was a great pleasure and pride to host you at this summit. And I'm going to be trying your recipe tomorrow.